I got
Well, Rich, I hit the go live button and I hit the live button, and you were telling me something, and I just started laughing because I was like, I already hit it.
no. You're good. You're good. What if I was to tell you that a certain Pittsburgh Pirate in his last 3 games was reached base 5 of his last 13 times, has walked 3 times, and has 3 RBI. Name that Pirate.
I'm gonna let the people out there do it because I already did it.
No. This is a different one.
Oh, different guy, different guy,
Different guy. Yeah.
different guy.
No, we'll do the one that we did off the air here in just a second.
All right. Wait, what is it?
He's
He's
re-
4 for. You said he's 5 for 11 or 4 for 11?
he's reached base 5 of his last 13 times, 3 walks, 3 RBI in the last 3 games.
By chance, did he go 0 for 3 today with 3 walks?
No,
No,
no.
just checking. Checking. You said he walked 3 times.
I understand. And by the way, Reynolds may have one of the best eyes in baseball. If you really sit there and think about it, he doesn't strike out.
I don't know this one, Rich. I don't have this one written down.
No, this would be your boy Tommy Pham.
No wonder why I don't have it written down.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
That'll be
what? Wait, what? Wait. He's done
what?
what now? Hold on.
He has reached base 5 of his last 13 times up, including 3 walks, and has driven in 3 runs.
Okay, well, he's 1 for 7 in the last 2 games.
But he's also walked 3 times in the last 3 games. I said he has reached base 5 out of his last 13 plate appearances.
Oh. I don't even have his stats written down for the game on the game number 11. Pham did go 1 for 4 against the Yankees on that Sunday.
He did. Pham's playing really well right now.
I guess
So is our guy Joey Bart.
that's your guy.
Hey,
He's getting key hits, I guess. But when you get a freebie, I know both teams get it, but when you get the freebie, they're taking advantage of it.
well, that is true. But we look at the thing that you and I were talking about just a little bit ago, okay? Before we came on the air, we talked about this little aspect of what's happened the last 3 days. Okay. And I've got to get the numbers exact again because I did not write them down. But
Rich, I'm having camera issues. Give me a second. But you can talk. Go ahead.
no, that's cool. So he was 1 for 2 yesterday. Monday he was 2 for 4. So that's 3 for 6, 3 runs scored, 3 RBI. And then today, our guy Joey Bart
I feel like I'm in the Matrix with this camera right now.
goes 2 for 5. So he's 5 of his last 11 with 3 RBI in the last 3 games and has scored twice. And he's hitting 282 for the season, by the way, which
Let
is
me.
way more than I was hoping for.
I know this one's going to break your heart, but that third baseman today has some really big plays. But I want to talk about that game later because we've got a bunch to recap. We got a bunch to recap.
I have told you before, if he's healthy, I'm all for him.
I feel
But
like
by
I'm in
the
the
way,
Matrix with this camera
have you
today.
also seen?
Does it keep
seen
zooming
what
in and out?
our
Rich, hold on. Does this camera keep zooming in and out?
No.
Oh well, it's what it's doing on my screen. Like if I feel like I'm in the Matrix, it's like my hands here, and then my hands here, and then my hands there, and it's showing it all over the place.
Yeah, every now and then it jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I see it like way too much.
Well, the other thing I can tell you too, and we talked about this at the very beginning, and we're only what 11 games into this thing.
We're 13 in.
Our center fielder is hitting a buck 20.
I think he's already benched.
I think so too. I think they're going to give Canario a fair run.
I saw Zawin. Well, that with Zawinski played center today. I guess I don't know if he played all game or not, but
Canario came in. Sawinski was 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Canario was 0 for 1 with a walk, and he actually scored the winning run on Bart's walk-off single
the freebie.
in the 13th.
I can't look at this camera. It's just making me laugh. Like it's just bouncing in and out. I don't know what's going on. And the other bad thing is, if you paid attention last night, my son showed me the camera that I gave him, and I'm like, that's where it went.
Gotcha. But Keller today, man. I mean, we got other stuff to talk about, man. Today, Keller was really good. As bad as he was last time, he was really good today.
7 strikeouts, can't beat it.
7 1/3. I'll take that every day. We got 2 out of Santana.
Josh, I'm just messing with you. I can get another one.
If we can get 2 innings out of Santana, that's really good to know too. If you can get him to go 8 and 9, if you need him to, because to me, Santana's the closer of this team right now.
Well, I mean, that's like our really only option.
I'll take with what he's doing right now. I'll take it.
So anyway, Rich, where do you want to start? Where do you want to start here?
How about the beginning? In the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry. How about
I think that's a little longer than an hour.
Yeah. How about the infamous Andrew Filipponi and his goofiness?
Go ahead, because I did not see this tweet yet. I did not look at it. You just told me about it backstage.
Well, Pat McAfee, former punter for the Colts, current announcer for WWE, and he also has his own show, the Pat McAfee Show, which is a very interesting name for the show. But he has a one-man show tonight in Pittsburgh called Big Night Out. AHT. He's from Pittsburgh. Every Tuesday on his show, he has a certain quarterback on that show that used to play for the Packers and also used to play for the Jets. I'll let you fill in the blanks from there because I refuse to say the man's name. But there were rumors floating around, and they were pushed by Mr. Filipponi yesterday, that Aaron Rodgers was supposed to announce at this show tonight that he's signing with the Steelers. Now, as of 6 hours ago, it was confirmed that he is not there at PPG Paints Arena. Now, knowing that he is working with WWE and knowing the way that WWE does a lot of things, he could possibly be pulling a stunt where they kept Rodgers hidden all day, yada, yada, yada. He gets there late, end of the show. Oh, by the way, okay. Which would be the absolute lead balloon to the show. Because I watched part of the show before we came on the air, and it was he's an entertaining guy. You want to take the complete excitement
Even
out
by
of that
himself.
building.
I never seen him by himself.
Yeah.
I've always seen him in the, in like what is that? That Saturday ESPN thing
Game
he
day?
did for a little bit. And then
He still does.
He always has his little panel around him. I've always seen that. I never seen him by himself.
Right, yeah, he's by himself tonight. Now, he has guests that are going to be there. Michael Cole is going to be there. A few other people are going to be there. But all that to say, if you really want to take the air out of that room after a lot of exciting stuff going on throughout the course of the night, have Aaron Rodgers sign with the Steelers tonight at that event. you're going to have so many pissed off people in that building. It's not even going to be funny. They just don't get it. I would almost, as much as I don't want to see Mason Rudolph, I would almost deal with Mason Rudolph before I put Aaron Rodgers out there. I'm still on the Kirk Cousins wagon. Work a deal with Atlanta to get Cousins. Make it a draft day deal.
I'm on the Mason Rudolph bandwagon because I got him on my dynasty team, and I need a second quarterback. So I'm all for it right now.
If we trade Pickens and our pick to Atlanta for Cousins and their pick, and call it good. And then draft your boy out of Ohio State
I'm thinking,
the pick that we would get from Atlanta.
It might, if we trade anyone, it looks like I don't know. It looks like they're not working things out here with TJ Watt after that Instagram post of him just holding up the peace sign, like peace out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he still has time on his deal, though, doesn't he?
This is the last year.
Well, to be honest with you,
if he's not going to resign here, Rich, I say get what we can.
That's what I'm saying. If you can get the right deal, and it goes back to what I was talking about before. Okay, let's use New England as that example that we talked about last week. If I could go Watt and my pick for the 4 all day long. So I can
Josh, I ask this question every week. I'm not sold on Kirk Cousins either, but Rich is highly sold on it, so I let him run with it.
Well, no, I'm sold on when it comes down to the guys that are currently available. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I definitely don't want Aaron Rodgers. The only other guy that really is available out there that's not going to be a rookie come draft day is Kirk Cousins. And I didn't want Russ back. Well, I don't have to worry about that. If I could have Rodgers or Cousins, and I guarantee you, if you walk down the streets of Pittsburgh tomorrow and said, would you rather have Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins? 80% of the people are going to say Kirk Cousins. I would almost bet it. Is Mike Tomlin serious about starting Mason Rudolph? God, I hope not.
I hope so, Rev. I hope so.
But if he's
I just said, I have him on my dynasty team, and I really need to start the second quarterback.
Hey, if it's a case where we get Jackson Dart on the draft, okay? I've been riding that Jackson Dart train forever. I rode it during the regular season of the college season. So
right, I just don't think he's going to be anywhere near us, Rich. I don't think he's going.
We may have to make a deal. We may have to make a deal to get it done.
I think they will.
But if we have to trade up to get to the Saints pick, or if we got to trade up to get to Dallas's pick or New England's pick, fine. Figure it out. If it is a case where you can get it for Watt and your pick for the 4, do it. Hell, Watt and your pick for the 9. Okay. Watt and the 21 for the 9th pick so you can take your quarterback. I'm all in. And if Dart has to sit there for a little bit behind Mason Rudolph, okay. But ultimately knowing that Jackson Dart's going to be the quarterback of this team.
I just don't see. I know this isn't our old GM, but I just don't see it. I don't see teams wanting to trade. Because next year is the better quarterback draft.
Are you sure about that?
That's what all the experts are saying, Rich. So I'm just listening. I really haven't looked that far.
I think that this is a very deep quarterback draft. I think you're gonna see some quarterbacks that get taken in the 3rd or 4th round that make an impact on a team. I think a guy like a Will Howard is going to make an impact for somebody, and he's going to get taken 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I think Dylan Gabriel is going to make an impact for somebody, and he's going to get taken that late. Jalen Milroe, I don't care what anybody says, is not under any circumstances a 1st-round quarterback.
He's going to go in that 2nd round, though.
He very possibly, I think he's 3rd round. And he can make an impact for somebody.
I know one team he's not going to go to in the second round, though.
He ain't going to Pittsburgh. I know that.
That's because we don't have a pick.
I understand. But he wouldn't be going to Pittsburgh anyway.
He was
those
here.
guys.
He was here for dinner.
And I'll tell you what, Quinn Ewers might actually, as if he gets the right system. We've talked about this on open mic on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers is going to be one of those quarterbacks, like a Sam Darnold, that if you put him in the right system, he's going to do fantastic. But if you put him in the wrong system, he's going to look like Sam Darnold did with the Jets. But if you put him like when they put Sam Darnold in Minnesota, you saw what happened. He is a system quarterback. If he ended up, I'll tell you a perfect place for Quinn Ewers to end up is the Raiders.
So
Pete Carroll.
So everyone has the Giants taking Travis Hunter, right? That's like
I think so, yeah.
So what do you say if they go ahead and take Shador in the second round?
The Giants?
Yes, I think that would be a good fit for him then with Neighbors and Hunter. I feel that would be a work.
Yes. If I don't think Shador's a first round quarterback. Go ahead, take all your shots you want, folks.
Yeah,
Shador is not a first round
quarterback.
We've
talked about this all year, Rich. So we don't have to talk to the kid anymore.
If they get, and I think that putting Shador in the second round, especially if you have, like you said, Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter, man, I mean, that's a couple of burners that you've got out there at wide receiver. The problem is still that Sanders holds the ball too long and he doesn't read defenses. And in the NFL, any quarterback that has had any success has got to be able to read defenses. And Shador Sanders is a remedial defensive reader. And everybody has said that. GMs, other coaches, all that stuff. So if he gets in there and Dayball says, look, you've got to learn how to read these NFL defenses, great. And he really forces him to do that, I think Shador could do well. But if they take him in the first round and all the poop and hollering and all that kind of stuff in the biggest media market in the country, he's Ryan Leaf. He's Tim Couch. It's just not going to work.
I think it would work if they got the two wide receivers on the outside.
Yeah, if they got the two wide receivers and took Shador in the second round.
All of a sudden we're dealing with Ross, Shador, and who's the other guy they signed? Jameis.
Yeah, Jameis. I honestly don't know, and this, I don't know that both of those guys see the regular season with the Giants if they draft a quarterback. You're not going to have one of those guys riding the pine. And I think Russ is the odd man out. If you've got Shador and Jameis and Russ in that locker room, in that quarterback room, Russ is your three. I don't think there's any debate about that. Do you?
Well, we didn't think Russ was going to start here, but we were all wrong.
Well, yeah, but there's a little different situation.
I'm just saying.
I understand, but you will have brought in a young kid right out of the chute that's wanting to make an impact. You've got a guy that's got the experience of starting and going to the playoffs in Jameis.
Well, Quinn Ewers was here apparently yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get Ewers late.
No, he was here. He was with.
Yeah.
I guess they were doing the dinner thing or whatever.
Yeah, I think the Steelers have had like 5 or 6 of the quarterbacks in. And that's fine. I know Shador was in a while ago, and Jackson Dart was the first one in. That's really the guy that the Steelers want. That's the guy a lot of teams want.
That's what I mean. I don't think anyone's going to trade with us.
If we put the right package together, they will. And if Watt wants out, and you can go Watt in the 21, I think you could go as high as 4. If you're talking to the Patriots and say, we'll give you TJ Watt in the 21 for your 4, that yes, they're going to take an O lineman. Well, I got news for you. They can take an O lineman at 21 too. Yes, Will Campbell will be gone, but there's going to be some this draft, particularly the first round, is extremely O-line power. There's 5 or 6 really, really good offensive linemen in this first round.
I also brought it up last night that maybe the Jags are going to pick Janty. People looked at me like I was nuts, but ETN's awful.
You did, and I'm not saying you're nuts, but if I've got a chance to take Mason Graham and help solve that run defense that's like a sieve, and get a running back later on, maybe the kid from Ohio State in the second round, or maybe Ollie Gordon or somebody like that later on, I would probably
we both said Ollie Gordon's going to be like a 5th round pick.
Exactly. Until he can prove he's healthy.
Scadaboo could be late 3rd, I believe. We both said that.
Yeah, I think Scadaboo's mid-late 3rd. The kid from Ohio State, I think, is a 2nd rounder. The kid from Carolina may end up going 1st round. There's talk of him going to Dallas. If Genty's gone, the kid from Carolina going to Dallas is a distinct possibility at 12. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's a really good running back.
They need a running back. Miles Sanders is not your answer.
You talking about
Dallas?
Oh yeah, Miles Sanders is definitely not your answer. And you let Rico Dowdle go
to Carolina.
You could have had Rico Dowdle for next to nothing.
Yeah, he made an impression.
He made an impression, sure, but you're not paying McCaffrey or Aaron Jones or that type of money.
I thought the Panthers offered him a good chunk of change to leave Dallas, though.
What do you get, like 5 years, 40?
I think that's more than what Dallas wanted to offer.
Jerry Jones don't believe there's any value in the running back, which makes no sense to me because he's drafted 3 of them in the first round.
Well, he sure thought high of Zeke.
He drafted Zeke, he drafted Marion Barber, and he drafted Felix Jones, all in the first round.
I have
he doesn't see any value in fourth round. Running back.
I have a Felix Jones Dallas jersey.
I got a buddy of mine has 2 Marion Barber ones. He was a huge Marion
I said
Barber
if I ever get a Dallas jersey, it's going to be someone I followed in college, and it's going to be the Thanksgiving jersey. That's the only way I'm buying it.
Yeah, and I forgot there were 4. Or no, DeMarco Murray wasn't first round.
No, he was 3rd, I believe.
3rd, yeah, because that was the year they drafted Zach Martin in the first round.
And he ended up being pretty good.
Oh, you mean like first ballot Hall of Fame? Oh, yeah, that's it.
That guy, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And the guy next to him's first ballot Hall of Fame, too, by the way. Tyron Smith is first ballot Hall of Famer, too.
So, I mean,
what's up, Marcus?
I don't know where, I'm not sure what kind of, I would, if we get Dart, I would not want to get rid of Williams and for that trade. Because like I just said, having 2 big guys outside having DK here might wake Pickens back up.
But what I'm saying is, okay, you could very possibly wind up getting another receiver in the 2nd round or 3rd round to take that spot. That if you do have to give up Pickens or Watt and the 21 to get Dart, you can get another receiver in the 3rd round.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we don't trade Pickens, we could actually pick another lineman in that third round.
We could, but do you really, with the way that Pickens has been the last 2 seasons, do you really want to keep him around?
No, he hasn't had a quarterback. He's been in and out of quarterback rotation. Second year, with new offense coordinator. I'm sure he's just a little mentally confused and doesn't understand it. Maybe. I know they're
Well,
professional. I get it. But
and
all of a sudden now
and
you look at CJ Stroud going on his third head offense coordinator, and you saw what happened last year. I don't know why they got rid of the guy before that.
I don't either.
CJ Stroud had a hell of a year that first rookie year.
He did, but they didn't get. They thought that they could get further along with the other guy. Do me a favor, talk amongst yourself for 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Maybe,
2 minutes. What's up, fellas? How we doing? Yeah, I'm not very good at this single-handed stuff sometimes, but yeah. So on the table right now, TJ Watt posting on Instagram a little peace out sign. Not sure what to think of that. I didn't hear anything about it till a little bit ago, so I haven't even had a chance to look into it. Obviously, we could talk Buccos for a little bit. Obviously, they lost 9-4 on the home opener. Not very good. Keller went 3.3 and 3 2/3. He had 7 earned runs with the 4 strikeouts in the opening game. They played the Yankees. This is the game I thought they were going to win with their best chance, with their best pitcher. Obviously, Skenes was not going to pitch in this series because he pitched 2 days before that against Tampa Bay. But yeah, the Yankees showed up and put up a 9 spot on us. 7 runs off Keller, like I said. Max Fried, unreal. Not the typical numbers, but 6 strikeouts, good outing. 6 hits, 1 earned run. Judge, home run, 2 RBIs. I did want to talk about this with Rich because it seemed like who? Josh, what are you talking about, buddy? Oh, the TJ Watt thing? I don't know. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Let me make sure it was Instagram. It just says cryptic post on social media. I thought I read Instagram somewhere. Yeah, just in the Steelers All Pro. TJ Watt just posted a photo of himself. He only has 1 year left on his contract and is looking for an extension. I don't know if he's going to get it around here. Maybe he did take it down, Josh. Maybe you could fill us in, but I have no idea. Like I said, I just saw this pretty much before we went on air, so I'm well behind, but I was at work all day. So, Josh, let me know if you find it. Maybe he did take it down. I'm not sure. But the bottom of this lineup for the Yankees on Sunday didn't have any RBIs going into this series. And they put up 6 in game 1. Unreal. Tommy, Pham left in the first. Hayes had a home run. Key Brian Hayes had a home run. 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Made it put up 3 spot. Nice shot. I'm not sure. Rich.
but
I was talking about how the Yankees bottom of the lineup had no RBIs going into the Pirates series, and we couldn't touch them. We couldn't get them out of anything.
yeah,
They put up 6 RBIs in game 1. Cabrera and Dominguez. They're playing like complete all-stars.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Josh, by the way, if you're looking for that thing that I said from Filipponi, it's on NFL Tracker's Facebook page.
No, he was looking for the TJ Watt post.
Oh.
That's what I was getting out of it.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, the Yankees are the Yankees. They're obviously a better team than the Pirates. I mean, that's just a given. Those are games that you're expected to lose at least 2 out of 3, and they did.
I was expecting to win Friday, Rich, not Sunday.
You were expecting them to get swept.
Well, I said if they win one, it's going to be the game Keller pitches.
Well, yeah, it's true, and I thought the same thing. But when we were going through that 9-game stretch, you had them losing all 3 to the Yankees.
And they almost did.
Well, but the big thing that I'm looking at is, they're playing hard and they're doing what I expected them to do. They took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals, which I expected. They took 1 from the Yankees, which I expected. And then they've got the Reds in Cincinnati.
Are they going to play? Are we going to see this weekend?
I was talking to a buddy of mine that's a meteorologist in the area, and he said that he thinks if they don't get any more in the area, and I mean in the area, because all that water isn't just from Cincinnati. It's coming from
up
areas.
I'm 2 minutes. I am literally
right.
Josh, my son lives. He could probably throw a rock from his house into the Ohio River.
Well, but what I'm saying is it's going to depend on the rain in that area. So the whole thing with it is, as long as there's no more rain in that area, it's not going to be an issue. If they get more rain in that area, we're talking there could be an issue.
Rich, they were still
it's the star of our show. Oh, hold on. Come here. Show Adam what you got.
Looks like a chicken.
It's a rubber chicken.
What's up, buddy?
So everybody,
you need to put an earphone. You need to put an AirPod in his ear.
There you go.
What's up, buddy?
You hear Adam?
Jackson. Hey.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Jackson. Put in your AirPod. Put in the earphone. Hi, buddy.
Are you showing the world your chicken?
So, Rich, we got to get him. Like regular wired-in headsets. It might be easier for him.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
And not the kind that go into your ear either, like the old Walkman days.
I have a set of headphones I'm going to have for him for whenever he pops in like this.
Nice, nice.
Chicken ducky.
Chicken ducky. Quack quack.
For those of you that don't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is my grandchild. You ready to go with Gigi? You gonna go with? Say bye to Adam. Wave to Adam.
Later, buddy.
All right, buddy. Go play with Chicken Ducky.
Rich, that wasn't my concern. My concern isn't the water going down. It's the mess it's caused.
Well, from what
that water was 60 feet high. It was up on the bridge. It was up on the Blue Bridge, and it almost made the wall at River or American Park.
Great American, yes.
It almost made the wall. It almost went over the wall. The whole town's a mess. I would say postpone this or move it.
Believe it or not,
Major League Baseball hates
town.
What?
It's not that bad in town.
I saw pictures today.
I did too.
It looked very flooded.
It's not what I saw. No, I mean over by the way, the folks by that distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is not that far from Cincinnati.
Done.
I feel sorry for them folks, man.
There's a lot of brown water
tonight. The longest continuously running distillery in the United States, and they had to shut down.
Got hit too.
Yeah, so did Louisville. which is right across the river.
So you shared
Um,
that with your wife, Rich. Is that her favorite whiskey by chance, or
uh-uh.
no?
No,
Okay,
we
I
were
wasn't
talking.
sure.
We were talking about it, and I couldn't find a post of the picture. And when I found it, I shared it to her because one of my clients has a whole bunch of their products in his store. So, that definitely is going to make a difference on that. So, we have another chicken appearance.
He's back.
We have another chicken appearance.
I see that.
Uh-huh. Go ahead, buddy. I'll play with you here in a minute. Oh, he's going to have a good time with that thing.
Yeah, where'd you get that bad thing at?
I haven't the faintest idea, man. I haven't got the faintest idea where they got that thing, but he's going to have a ball with that deal. He is going to have an absolute ball with that thing. Angels are going to shock the world this season. Uh,
Wait till I put Mike Trout in my lineup, and then they suck.
I'll tell you what, I love your catcher. Uh, I've talked about Logan O'Hoppe a number of times. I love Logan O'Hoppe. I think he's a fantastic catcher. He's probably the best hitting catcher. I had Kyron in my draft in my DFS. I had Kyron Paris in my DFS, and ended up doing very well because of that. At the same time, I had Logan O'Hoppe. The problem, and Trout is playing really well this year. Let's get Trout through the season because you're going to have Trout if you're going to shock the world this year. Um, could I see the Angels contending for a wild card? Yes. Could I see them getting the division? No. That division is the Rangers to lose.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're a little bit on fire.
I mean, they had a little trouble in Chicago, but it was 31 degrees the other day at first. It was a 12-degree wind chill at first pitch last night.
And that's not Texas weather.
No, and you hit
But
Corey
but you
Seager
know
had
where that
arm
does come into
today.
a you know where that weather does come into effect though. If Chicago, like I mentioned Chicago winning the division, and that weather might come into effect if they make it to that final dance.
Yeah, I mean, could the Cubs win their division? Sure, but they put Justin Steele on the injured list today, who's really their ace. Imanaga got beat around by the Rangers all day. Gave up 3 bombs, 2 to Seager and 1 to
Okay, well, we saw what
Joe
happened to the
Hunt.
guy. You saw what happened to the guy we called up to make that fifth spot, and he got rocked the first day. Had a decent second day.
Yeah, but Shota Imanaga didn't just get called up. He's supposed to be their number 2,
Well, maybe he just wasn't
and he's
ready.
and he's 1-3, and he's 1-3. The Cubs. I mean, I don't. I understood where you were coming from taking the Cubs. I took Cincinnati to win the division simply because of the pitching. But they've got some quality. They've got a bunch of quality players on that Cincinnati team, and with Tito Francona coaching them, man, you got the right guy in there working with a young team. You really do.
Oh, I'm not putting anything past the Reds either, but I like the Cubs on paper.
And that's why when you made that pick, I was like, okay, that could be legit.
But I like the Reds too. They might be my wild. I think I had them as my wild card. One of my wild cards.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. That I wouldn't be surprised. Let me throw this one at you. There might be 3 teams coming out of that Central Division.
We're not putting the Pirates in that picture yet.
I'm not necessarily saying that, but why couldn't it be Milwaukee, Chicago, and Cincinnati?
Oh, there's a good possibility of that. especially with
because
these,
the Braves,
especially with the way these Braves have come out the gate.
yeah, the Braves are going uphill. The Mets are okay. Philly's doing what they're supposed to do. Philly's going to win that division.
Philly's winning. That's what you're supposed to do.
And oh, by the way, how about them Dodgers putting another pitcher on the injured list with a shoulder issue? Blake Snell on the injured list with a shoulder issue. Oops.
On paper, they look the best.
I told everybody at the very beginning. Their pitching is going to be the problem. Because they're going to have all those guys on the injured list. They let Walker Buehler walk for some reason. But yeah, they've got like 73 pitchers on their 40-man roster. But almost all of them have been hurt. What are you going to do? You know?
You don't have very much more to offer.
I don't trust the Dodgers, man.
This is where we need Jason.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at the Dodgers roster right now. And when I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm just going, ugh, okay, this guy's been hurt, this guy's been hurt, this guy's been hurt. I'm waiting for Glass now to explode again. Sasaki has done nothing. Yamamoto hasn't pitched much. I'm just sitting here going, okay, this is not going to be good. So, Shohei,
Oh, guys.
Are you leaving? Is it time to go bye-bye?
Yeah.
Okay.
The chicken's leaving.
Chicken.
Are you taking chicken duck with you? Say bye-bye.
Later, buddy.
Say bye-bye to everybody.
Now, Bobby Dackins.
Love you, little man.
Bobby taking a bus.
Go get him, buddy. I love you. Be good for mommy and daddy.
Or tear up everything.
Oh, that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a T-ball player in about 8 months.
8 months? Why aren't you playing him now?
Well, he doesn't turn 4 until July.
Oh, they don't let him play at 3?
Mm-mm.
So have you hooked up the fishing rod with the wiffle ball, opened it up, and let him hit so you can just reel it back in?
Haven't quite done that yet, but we have done a number of other things, including he doesn't want to hit off a tee anymore. He wants us to throw it to him.
Good.
So, I mean, and he can hit. We got him the Fred Flintstone red bat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the torpedo bat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, clubhouse bat. And he's doing a heck of a job learning how to do that. And he's going to be all right. He's got an arm. He's been throwing the ball since he was 1.
Remember,
like
every
that.
kid can hit, Rich. Not every kid can field.
Well, his catching, he can.
I was just throwing you a hint that's what you should be working on.
No, we're working on that. But
that's where it goes back to Brookline ball, Pittsburgh ball, off the wall.
Well, and the other thing we're doing too is we're teaching him to throw straight, to hold the ball right and throw it straight. Not where he gets in too big of a hurry and it goes off the back of his hand or he throws it all over the place. We're teaching him to throw straight. Because that's another one that when you got really young kids, the accuracy on throws leaves something to be desired. And we're really working on that with him too. So
good.
It's fun working with him. It's gonna be a really good time. And I'm sure it's gonna even be a better time for my son-in-law. Being daddy and being the coach and all that kind of stuff. Because he's gonna stop umpiring to coach when Jackson starts playing.
Are you going to be a first base coach?
I'll do whatever he wants me to do. First base coach, dugout coach, whatever he wants me.
If it interferes with
in the-
Wednesday shows, Rich, I'm not going to be happy about this. If not,
well,
we can always rearrange for baseball.
right. There are priorities in this world. But yeah, he's a little he's a little fireball, and he loves, that's his sport at the moment is
So
baseball.
I know you just said he hates hitting off a tee, but like
Yeah.
I remember whenever I helped coach All Stars back for my cousin, they hated this drill. I had him hit off tee, low, high, and middle in sets of 20, and they absolutely hated it, but it was the best one. It was the coach looked at me and said that was the best I've ever seen anyone put these kids through.
Well,
Like I wasn't even scheduled to be on the coaching roster. I showed up for practice one day and I was like, "Hey, what are we doing with this tee?" And they let me do it. I mean, they won the thing and my name was on the roster. I was like, "Okay."
nice.
I
Yeah,
wasn't even there.
when he's 4 years old or 3.5 right now, it's coming along slowly. He doesn't, but I think at 3.5 for him to want to be pitched to is pretty solid. And I think this summer we're going to get him the yellow wiffle ball bat and set with the thinner
Might
bat.
as well get it for him now.
Well, that's going to be one of his birthday gifts in July.
Maybe you could find him. Maybe you could find him like a little league wiffle ball bat.
Well,
So
I
it's smaller
found
because
him.
them yellow bats are really long.
Yeah, but with his size, he could handle one.
I'm just saying,
But I
I know they make the like little league wiffle ball bats.
right. But the other thing I found too is, how you can get a bucket of baseballs to use for batting practice or fielding practice or whatever. They now sell a bucket of wiffle balls.
A what?
They sell buckets of wiffle balls now. There's like 25 in the bucket. So that way you don't really have to worry about having a catcher or anything, and you can just throw them
They
to 'em.
also have they have so many machines out for these kids nowadays, Rich. It's disgusting.
Oh
They have
yeah,
the ones
yeah.
that have where you can pick where it pops up from the plate so you can get used to seeing the ball in that direction.
Mhm.
Obviously we know what they have in the pros now, which is absolutely insane, which I don't know. I was listening to the Tampa Bay broadcast whenever Skenes was pitching.
Yeah.
They had a visual of Paul Skenes throwing the ball on all of his pitches,
Mhm.
and they still couldn't touch him, but they did. But like that's pretty damn impressive.
It is.
Like, hey, I didn't bat off you, but I got the bat off you in the cage. What? But they say they can program every pitcher in the MLB on this app and let it run through the computer, and it throws just how he throws. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's
with the
off. I'm
stuff.
sure it's off a little bit. It's kind of like the video game whenever Dale Earnhardt raced and did the Talladega, and he said it was probably
Mhm.
about 0.3 to 0.5 off. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, there's a lot that whether it's AI or whatever, that they've really been able to do with enhancing those kinds of things. And the big thing is, I just want the kid. I want him to have fun. So does his dad. Um, want him to have fun, enjoy what he's doing, and go from there. If he's not having fun with it, then we're not going to force him. But he really seems to enjoy it. He loves running. I mean, he runs and runs and runs and then runs some more.
That's
Um,
a big story right now in Texas.
what's that?
The track star.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Uh,
out. Like they said, it's getting a lot of coverage down in your area, like in Texas. But up
yeah.
here, I haven't seen it on the news like once. Saw it for like maybe 3 minutes of coverage. That's it.
Well, for those folks that don't know what Adam's talking about and what I'm talking about. Frisco, Texas, there's a track meet, and one of the runners, and let me pull the exact the deal up. Okay, here we go. And there's a couple parts of this that just have me absolutely fuming. But on Wednesday morning of last week, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, a junior at Memorial High School in Frisco, got killed at the district track meet at the stadium there in Frisco. A student from Centennial High School in Frisco, their rival school, a kid named Carmelo Anthony, spelled differently, 17 years old, stabbed him in the chest during the fight. He is now in Collin County Jail on $1 million bond. And of course there's three sides to every story, as everybody knows. He's my side, your side, and the truth. But
Right.
whenever they use the term, you know how they always use the term allegedly, right? And they said that it wasn't a matter of being allegedly. I did it. The kid died in his twin brother's arms at the track meet. Did this in front of stands full of people. There were supposedly some threats against Anthony and his family. And there's been threats afterwards against his family. That, you know, for what he did. There's people trying to bring race into this thing and all this other. This isn't a political show. I'm not going to get into any politics and all that kind of stuff. Facts are, the kid that got killed was white. The kid that did it was an African American kid. I'll leave it there. The fact that the kid has
was it over a seed?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's other avenues that have been talked about on this, you know, what exactly caused it and all that kind of deal. But the other part that just absolutely, you know, drives me, the kid pulled the knife from his backpack and stabbed him. So how did he get into the facility with a knife in his backpack? That's one of the things that I'm really steamed about this whole thing.
Does that school have a security system to enter?
It does.
Not all schools do. Not all schools do.
In Texas, they do.
Okay, up here, not all schools in Texas do.
But I don't know that they had one at the stadium. That's where your difference comes in. So I can't say much about that. The other part of it is that this kid's got zero remorse. I mean, zero. And it's like, okay, not only did you take this kid's life, ruin their family to a large degree, ruin your life because they're going to put your butt under the jail in the state of Texas for doing something like that.
And he might even get the death sentence. Who knows?
He could if they try him as an adult, because at 17, you're considered an adult in Texas, especially with capital murder. And there's only from what I gather, about 60 people that can testify that he did it. No, he said he did it. He said there's no allegedly to it. I did it.
That's insane.
They're going to put this kid under the jail, or he's going to get the death penalty. One or the other. And yes, they do have the death penalty in Texas, and we don't screw around. You know, Ron White.
Can we go with another question? This was a rival track meet.
Yeah. Well, it was a district track meet.
Why are they sitting on the same side? And where are the cops?
Well, a district track meet, you've got people from all the schools sitting all over the bleachers and all that.
Okay, so all right. I don't know how these things work. I thought they always sat in team. I always thought they sat in team sections and.
Nah, not necessarily. some do, but it's not an absolute necessity that you sit with your team. The other part, was there security there? I'm sure there was, but how much? Huh?
The team tent. That he wasn't a part of the team.
Okay. See, there's even more coming out with this. That
Oh, do we have listeners in the other room?
Yeah, that he was in the team tent, and the kid that did the stabbing wasn't a runner, although Fox 4 from Dallas said that he was, but said that he wasn't a team member from the other school. He just was from the other school. So, like I say, I mean, it's a complete mess. It absolutely sucks that it happened. You were talking about security at the event. I'm sure there was, but I mean, how much security do you necessarily need for an event like that? You shouldn't. I mean, it's not like you need a security person every 5 feet and that kind of deal.
Well, I know.
Rav, I completely agree. It's a horrible situation all the way around.
It is. It's an absolutely horror.
Like I say, 2
some
lives.
people might have just heard for this for the first time because it's not really made national news.
Yeah, 2 lives were ruined. 1 was ended, and 2 families are going to get ripped apart because of this. And the one that I really honestly feel the worst for is the twin brother of the kid that got killed that had his twin brother die in his arms. That's I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Traumatizing.
So, oh, definitely. No question about it. It's definitely going to be traumatizing. And, probably the only people that would know even close to what this kid feels like would be any of our military that have had the unfortunate circumstance of having that happen with one of their cohorts, But yeah, I mean, you talk about trauma and PTSD, and just, and they're both 17. 17. What could possibly bring someone to do stuff like that? It's just it's idiocy. It really is. But man, let's get back to something positive so we can end this thing on a positive note.
Pirates won today.
Huh?
Pirates won today.
They did. 13 innings. Looked good. Keller goes 7 1/3. Really impressed with that. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, it was a good outing. Not a lot of notes. There wasn't a lot of action. I didn't even realize the game was on. I thought it was a 6:40 start. So I just happened to click on the Pirates and it came up as a score. And I was like, what? And I saw it was 0-0. So I was like, I better pay attention here and find out what's going on. Obviously I've been I try to listen to the other team's broadcast because listening to our broadcasts are very difficult for me.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
I'm just gonna let you know, Joe was excited today. Whenever because I can get the away on my app, which I can listen to in the shop. But once I get in the car, the radio of Sirius will not let me pick up the visitors in the car. It only lets me get the home audio. I don't know why Sirius did that because last year I was able to get both. They would run the Pirates on 179, the Cardinals on 178. So that way you could pick and choose. I don't know why they switched it, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not real sure why they're doing that this year either. I heard about that. I just have the feeds on on my phone or I listen to it through MLB.com. But by the way, Pat McAfee's thing that's going on haven't had an Aaron Rodgers sighting yet, but we have had a Yeet sighting. So main event Jey Uso is in your city. So he's at the McAfee thing right now.
Okay.
And yes, I can do the Jey Uso thing. I just don't want to do it in the house. So you know.
You and Marcus got your show coming out. You should reach out to Matt and see if he wants to join you for that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a preview next week. We just gotta figure out what day.
Like I
Do
said,
a
you should reach out to
WrestleMania
Matt.
preview.
Matt knows his wrestling.
He does. He and I have talked previously. Got to try and figure out when we're going to be able to schedule all this stuff in, get it done. It's probably going to be one of those that we're going to have to record it and run it at a different time. But that's still in the works. But the NASCAR show is doing great Tuesday nights.
Monday
Seems
nights.
like we got a nice little follow, Or Monday nights. Yeah, good grief. Monday nights, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Having a great time with that. 2 weeks.
You saw Josh can finally join you again, obviously.
Yeah, 3 weeks from now they run in Texas at Texas Motor Speedway, and everything.
Are you going?
Planned.
Are you going? Are you going? Are you going?
No.
Come on, you're friends with Brad. You should be able to sit up top.
Oh, I could get it done. I just not this year. See me next year.
Rich, you could do a live show. You could do like a mini live show from there. It'd be awesome.
I could, but if everything goes according to plan, I'm going to have a very, very special guest for that week's show. Guy that I've known for a very long time that is tied with the Speedway. So if everything goes according to plan, I got my fingers crossed. I'll be able to catch a good interview with him. But we've got a lot of interviews in the works with drivers, with team owners, with crew chiefs, with people that are involved with the tracks and things of that nature to give folks a different outlook on things instead of just hearing from the drivers. Because
I'd like to get the four corner guys on Sirius on at one time just to get all their perspective.
Man,
you could be like the co-host of that and be like around. You'd be like corner one. What do we got?
I don't know that I'd want to get in the middle of all that.
No, I meant on the show. If you had them all on, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
like all four at once.
That's what I'm saying. That would be herding cats. Those guys, they're great. They're fantastic at what they do.
I want to know how they decide who gets to be in the winner's circle on that. Like, do they flip coins? Do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure not everyone wants to work the corners and the pits, or is it the person that works the pits gets to go to the winner's circle and get the winner right away? I just want to know how that works because I was always curious.
Well, my guess would be that's the case because from pit road to victory lane is not that far.
No.
I mean, realistically, you're talking at most the length of a football field to go from pit road to victory lane.
I think Darlington was the longest walk from pit road to the winner's circle.
Yeah, at Texas Motor Speedway, of course, it depends where you're at on pit road. But if you're on pit road right near the media tent, to go from there to victory lane is 50 yards. 50 yards. Maybe. Yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing to it. It's really it is different. I can tell you that. I've been in victory lane a number of times at Texas, at Dover, at
Dover, the 1 mile course.
The Monster Mile, yeah. I was in victory lane there, covering that one. And what was the other one I was at? Was it Talladega? No, it was Coda, the one in Austin that I was in victory lane for. So it's interesting. It really is. But yeah, so we're having a good time with that show, man. We're having a real good time.
I'm glad you are. I'm never home
I
for it.
appreciate
I listen
appreciate the chance to do
I
it.
listen when I can. So, but yeah, I'm sure the other half is like, I want to go to bed, Rich. You need to get the hell off of there.
We're getting close. Yeah, we're getting close to that point. But yeah, it's about time to call it quits. It has been a really good show, man. We appreciate everybody that's been a part of this thing. I mean,
Right. Good.
tons of folks listening and contributing and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for popping in for sure. Good. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Rab. Thanks, Marcus, for commenting on the show. Obviously, we covered Buccos. We didn't really break down every game like we did in week 1, but it's our show. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna mix and match, I guess. I'm still gonna keep my notes though, just in case we got to go back.
I make it crystal clear whenever we're talking about stuff, and it's the God's honest truth. You never know where this one's going to end up. I mean, heck, we talked about chicken duck. Come on. My grandson and the chicken duck will live on forever. Come on.
Right. But anyway, you can get me at Sports Talking It on Twitter, Driving to the Top on Twitter, Driving to the Top Productions over there in the corner. Actually, Phoenix is our emblem. That's just our logo. Phoenix is the little mascot. She's sleeping. I didn't know what you would do. I thought you were going to make a cameo real quick. Hit that like, subscribe button. And yeah. Rich, what you got?
Twitter, Big Rich 8371. Facebook's just my name, Rich Richardson. Like we talked about, Monday nights, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 2 Tire Change right here on the network. Tuesday nights, we do the open mic thing. I try to get on there as much as I can. Every Wednesday, right here, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, we do this Steel City Sports Talk. And stay tuned for for a wrestling program that we're going to be working on. We're still getting all the details hammered out, but stay tuned and we will keep everybody in the loop.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in and have a good evening.